Hi, welcome to Sketch Breaks, sponsored by Hyatt's All Things Creative. I am Kathy Gay-Shiroki here at the Burchfield Penney Art Center, and I'm welcoming you to our neighborhood, our fall neighborhood, right outside the museum. I've been going out for some walks and finding my favorite acorns. I love gathering them, just picking them up, putting them in my pocket. Some have separated from their tops. Other ones are doubles and really cute. So I decided to do a couple projects with acorns. So the first one is like acorns that you pick up and you just drop, and wherever they land, that's how you draw them. So to make the wonderful colors though, I've been taking different markers that you can get at Hyatt's. These are Sharpies, all different colors, and I have been taking my marker and making patches, different types of patches on the paper, and then drawing in some of the acorns. So I'm going to start a new one for you so you can see how that looks. So say I'm going to just pick up some marker and drawing some shapes. They can be circles, they can be lines, they can be fall colors, they can be any colors you want. I like drawing my final acorns with black marker, black Sharpie, so I try not to use too many darker colors. And then I'm just picking up randomly different markers and just drawing some different shapes. And making it so not too much white is showing. Here's a great red. And here's a dark purple, so I'm going to skip that one for a minute. Here's a lighter color, beautiful green. So you can make stripes, you can do circles, you can use any combination of shapes that you would like and just have fun adding them to your paper. And I love yellow, so I'm going to add a little more yellow up here and a little yellow on the side. And I'll do one or two more colors. Love that. I'm going to go back to the red. I feel like we need a little more red up here. And there's that great green. I'm going to add a little bit more over here. And I started off with this really great pumpkin-y orange. Add a little more over here. Add a little more here. Okay, so you can cover your whole paper. You can cover just a section. And then I pick up my black Sharpies, which I love using, and have some acorns in front of you so you can decide on which one you'd like to pick up. So they're all beautiful to me and they all have their own personality. So this one has a great little hat to it. So I'm just going to take this and no sketching first, and I'm just going to make that little great little hat that the acorn's wearing and dippy down. And then I'm going to take and make these lines where the acorn is. So this one's a very long one. And it's fun to make these little points at the end. And then from there, we can work on any patterns we want. So let's go back to the original. I have some stripes and some curves and some checkered and grids and polka dots, diamond shapes, and whatever you would like to add. So let's try a grid or maybe even a stripe as we go through. I can decide as I go. And the Sharpie, the black Sharpie, is so distinct over the colors. And it makes a great acorn. Very, very playful. And I like to color in maybe every other one. Have a little checkerboard happening. And then at the top, you can do different shapes and lines too. So this one is like these little curves. And up here, maybe some polka dots. And then again, if I want to color some of these, I can. I'd always try to pick ones that are not next to each other to color in. So that's what I have here, but I want to make another one. So I'm going to take a little baby one, and then I'm turning my paper. I'm going to add a little top right here, and then curve down, go around, and I've got this little belly, and this one's going to connect, which I think will be great. So I'm going to do the top in a grid. And back here, some stripes. And I'm going to color in my grid, or my stripes, and then make a little grid down here. And then I like the idea that maybe some of this is covered over. And then maybe even add a few polka dots. And the fun part is you get to pick another one. So here's a different one. And I'm going to turn my paper again. And then work on that little stem, the little head coming down. And then this one is going to overlap again, just like they were in a pile. And then I'm going to pick a short, fat one. So this one's pretty funny. Has a little tiny top to it. And its little belly is quite small. So making more of a texture there. And then let me try some diamonds. And we'll do one more. And here's a little big. This one has almost no top to it. And if you want to, because we have these great leaves here, if you want to, you can take one and then mix it in as well. So you can just take it and you can even trace it. And then go down to the little tiny stem. And if you want to, you can, before we even go any further, if you want to, you can take some colors. If you didn't make enough color area, add a little color in there. And I'm going to go back to my black Sharpie again. And let's look. This leaf has a lot of vertical lines to it. So let's see what we can do. And you get the idea that you can then color these in. So enjoy making your drawing with all of your acorns and your leaves if you'd like to add them. Really beautiful fall colors, and enjoy that. But if you would like to see a little bit different scenario, but still using our black Sharpie, that is, I'm going to show you how to make an acorn with watercolor down on your paper first. So Hyatt's has this kit, this watercolor kit that is fabulous. So I'll be using the watercolors from this kit on watercolor paper. So I'm going to take my watercolor paper and I am going to get it very wet. I'm going to bring my water over and just put a lot of water on it. This is a little brush that came with the kit. And then I'm going to take the paints, and I did get them wet beforehand, and I'm going to add them to the paper. Again, just like the markers that we did. So you're making just spots of color. And the water makes it so that the paint really just has a great time running and bleeding over your paper. And this will just be beautiful when it dries. So you would put your water down on your watercolor paper, which you can get at Hyatt's as well. All right, until you just love what you're working on, and then stop and let it dry. So I have stopped and let it dry. And so this is one of the watercolors I did on watercolor paper. Then I took a pencil and I sketched out a pencil mark of where I wanted my acorn to be. And I made a large one. I'm going to take my black marker, my black Sharpie, and I'm going to trace it. That's because I wanted to make sure it was where I wanted the acorn to be. And then you can start decorating it. So I started one to show you. And this is watercolor that's been dry. And then I started making different patterns and then coloring them in with the Sharpie. And the black just has the color pop, and it really looks beautiful. And then up here, the same thing. I love doing every other one just to give it a little texture. Still shows the color, but it just makes great patterns. And it's so much fun. So enjoy the fall. Enjoy picking up your acorns, the acorn tops, the leaves that go with it, and enjoy making your fall artwork very colorful and alive. So thank you to Hyatt's All Things Creative, and we look forward to having you at our next sketch break. Bye-bye.